Welcome back to the Bearded Garage. Today, we're gonna do a little minor maintenance update. It's just something that's aesthetically been bothering me for a while. We're gonna replace the door handle gaskets. Those are the gaskets there. I'm gonna show you what we've got. If you look, these gaskets actually crack and get all crappy and fall out of their spots. It's just dry rot over the years. You can see all these just pieces coming out. I have done this job before. In fact, I've done it on the previous car. In fact, I did it on this one earlier this morning to refresh my memory. So stay tuned, and we're gonna do it here today. All right, in order to do this job, we're gonna need a couple of parts. The rear part of the gasket, 993-537-63100M100. And the front one is 993-537-62100M100. So they are pretty close. I think the only digit different is the 2 versus the 3. Gonna need a 10mm socket. You can actually do it all with the short, but one is easier to get to with the long. I'm sorry, that's an 8mm. A Phillips head, 5mm Allen, some pliers to get some stuff back together. I got my good friend here is helping. I got goof off to clean off the old junk, Windex to wipe it down after I'm done, some paper towels, and a flashlight. That is hopefully all I'm gonna need. Follow along. With the door open, I'm gonna do it up on the lift here because I think it'll save my back a little bit. It's got 5 Phillips head screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 over here in the back. You wanna pop those off. Next thing you do is you actually pull out on the door handle and then you disconnect that. There's a little clip here. So we'll undo those 5 and see what we have next. All right, we got those 5 screws undone. Next, we're going to take the door pocket off. There's a screw here, also a screw here. And then while we're doing that, actually, I think they'll do that first. After you take those 2 screws off, you can grab the bottom of the door. Oh, there you go. Push it in all the way around, and the door itself, the door pocket, comes off. We're just gonna set that down over here. Next is a couple of Allen keys. In order to get to them, you got one here, and then you've got actually. Then we got to take the speakers off. So you can start with the Allen keys, but realistically, you got to do the speakers as well. I think there's 4 screws for the speakers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And looks like that mid is kind of shot. So have a look at that. Once you remove the 4 screws for the speaker unit, speaker housing unit, there's actually 2 clips here. They actually pop out really nice and easy. Just literally a push. Same with this one here. Can't do it with one hand. So next, we're gonna do the Allen keys. That is a 5mm Allen. And then if you look underneath here, there's actually a plate, and that plate is blocking another Allen. So take off that plate and the Allen, and I think that's everything you're gonna need for the door, and this whole door card should come off. I use a plastic pry bar tool, something you'd use for many of the plastics in the dash, to pop these out. And then they literally just come undone. You just kind of give them a little yank, and they're just a push-on connector. And this door card, I think, is all done. There's actually a couple of really basic snaps. If you're lucky, you won't break them. Oh, that's one of the bolts. See, that's where that other bolt went. Okay. And then pull the door card off. All right, door card is off. Obviously, this is not the first time this has been taken apart, because this seal was actually already broken. I did not put this down there like this. Normally it's up like that. So if somebody's already come in here to do something, who knows what. You can see I wound up leaving I want to put one of these back on. Forgot to tell you, please make sure you raise the window before, because otherwise the window's in the way and you can't do anything. So next thing we want to do is holding this on. there is a bolt that goes in here and a bolt that goes in here. They have 8mm nuts on the back, and one of them is difficult to get to. So you can see one is right here and the other is right there. In order to get that out of the way, there is a plastic housing, a black plastic housing right here. That black plastic housing is actually held in place by one screw here and one screw here. And then you're gonna have to manipulate it and twist it. What I found is you don't have to take it all the way out, but in order to get it out, it won't just tip out. You've actually got to twist it and tip it out. So once you undo, I'm gonna undo this and that, undo these screws on the side, and we'll pull the handle off and show you what it looks like. Once those nuts are done on the back side, this can just be slowly wiggled off, I believe. There we go. See all the pieces falling out, so you can tell it's definitely not the same. All right, that is what we got. Those are all the broken and crapped up pieces. So we're gonna replace all these. Probably wash it up, grease it up with some white lithium, wipe all that down, clean it up, and put the new ones back on. I'll show you what we got in a sec. Here's the door after I've cleaned everything off. As you can see, somewhere this rubs, it doesn't look great. And I've actually got some paint chipping off here, so that's not cool. Luckily for me, the gasket still covers it, so. Two simple prep things I'm gonna do before I reassemble all this, now that it's all cleaned up. I'm gonna take the old white lithium, and I'm gonna just give it a squirt. If you can see, the only place that it actuates is right in here. Nice and easy. I'm not gonna gob it up. Don't want it to get shit everywhere. All right, and then maybe a little bit right at the top. All right, work that back and forth a little. The last thing I do, these actually, sometimes when you get them, the other set was like that. So another thing I do, I get a little bit of this, just a trim cleaner, but it's the back to black. And all I do is just wipe them down, and primarily just the edges, because once they're installed, they're kind of a pain to keep nice and black and clean, and you don't want them to be a different color. So then, let's do the edges of these. So just a little wipe up. And we can assemble this. It actually only goes on one way. See, that fits nice. Same with this one. You can see it's there's a dent here and a dent here. So you match those up right over top of the screw. And I'm gonna put it back on the car and slowly start tightening it, which is actually the longest part of this job, is retightening those nuts in there. When you're putting the door card back on, if you don't have 3 people to help you hold it, the trick that I find is it slides up underneath here, all the way along the front. Pull these 2 wires through. So you got basically 5 things going on at once. So what I like to do is get them so they're kind of lined up, snap that corner in, snap the corner in here. These are the 2 push snaps. And then actually once you put these in, it'll pretty much hold everything together. Now we're just gonna put it back together in reverse order. So we're gonna start with this, put the Allen and the 2 screws in. You won't be able to do that once you got the radio on, that becomes, or the speakers on, that become a real pain. Before you hook this back up, ensure you put the Allen screws back in there, Allen bolts right back in there, so that it holds this handle back on. And we can mount this. Next, I'm going to reconnect the door handle. If you see, there's a plastic piece here. There is a slot in the top of it. That's where this piece goes. The way I found to best work it, focus, is to, well, obviously not with a camera in one hand, but pull this out just a little bit as you pull it in, and you can set it down like that. So you can put that back together. After that, I am gonna screw the speakers back in. All right, I have reconnected the speaker and put the 4 Phillips head screws back in. Looks like I think that's a mid-range speaker. That, my guess, is going to be another project in the future. So you have to stay tuned for that. Now we're going to put the last pieces on, which really just comes down to the outer door piece, I guess, whatever the heck that is. That's the door pocket is what we're going to put on next. All right, the door pocket is in place. I only got a couple screws along the bottom. It looks like we'll be done with this. One thing I didn't show that I actually always test, you can actually push down on this, click it into place, and then click the handle, make sure it clicks back, then you make sure everything was still going to work for you. So, all right, we have replaced the seals around the door, and I think they look pretty damn good. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the Bearded Garage. This was a fun one today. We had to take a lot of stuff apart to get to those silly little gaskets. If you like what you see, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. America. Thanks.